How is everybody doing today? I've been wanting to make this video for quite some time, but I haven't had a chance, so I've got a day off today and I'm going to do this quick video for you guys on what's in my tool shed. Things I'm using around the garden to help me garden, make things quicker, easier, and just your general use items. Let me know what you guys are using as well in the comments below, so I may be interested in buying some of those things as well to help me out in my garden. You never know. It's always cool to see what everyone is using. There's so many garden tools out there that are useful. Some aren't, but a lot are. And yeah, I would love to see what you guys are using. So I'm going to start off with some of the quick tools here and then walk you around the garden with some of the other things that I have as well. So one of the first things here I've got is my Jiang Cedar. I purchased that this year. This has saved me so much time. It was well worth the money. Basically all it is a quick cedar. It's got different gear ratios in it. Gearbox down there, your cedar and hopper in here. So as the front wheel turns, it drops your seed down. And down here you've got a little plow in the front which opens up a little furrow, drops your seed down, and it'll push plow on the back to push the dirt back over. So it's planted. So this tool has saved me a lot of time. What normally would take me half an hour to seed a bed takes me literally 2 minutes. So it's worth the money for me anyways, and the time. So love it. Favorite tool so far. Some of the other quick things here I've got a little trowel. So when I'm transplanting like pots or potted plants that I've potted up, like my cabbages and stuff, it's great. Just pop in the ground, pull back, drop your pot in, and you're good. I've also got twine here, or string. I need to get some better stuff. This is just cheap plastic type stuff. But this is great for trellises, putting up trellises for tomatoes, cucumbers, all that kind of stuff. Lots of great uses for around the garden with that. And a watering can. You guys must be thinking, John, you're using a watering can in your big garden. Why don't you have irrigation? Well, as some of you guys know from most of the videos I've posted and telling you guys, we don't really have water up here. My uncle's house is a bit too far away. It's way down past all the bushes there, but like 500-600 feet at least. So it's hard to get water up here. And right now it's been so dry, his well's getting dry, so he can't bring water up. So I've been hauling water over. So what we have here is a rain barrel system. It's been great. When it rains hard, these things fill up quite a bit. And it's just a nice gutter system. Come down, drops in the eaves trough we have down here into the barrel, and I've got one line set up here so we don't have to move the eaves troughs, but I need to hook up all the rest, so it's a lot easier, less work moving around when it rains. So yeah, hand watering for me. I get two watering cans at a time, walk them over, water, run back, get more. And the rain barrels are basically strategically placed around the garden so that it's quite easy to access the water and not have to walk 100 feet every time you need to fill up your watering can. So next thing we have here is a pitchfork. Pitchforks are awesome in the garden here. Stick it back where it was. It's great for turning over your beds. It's great for helping with weeding. This is probably one of the tools I use the most here for digging. I don't really use a shovel here. The shovels don't do so well here, but the pitchfork's definitely key in my gardening experience here. Another thing I'm using quite a bit is a rake here. Just your typical hard rake, and that's been used for leveling off beds when I seed into them. And as well, if I got a lot of weeds, once I weed out, I'll use a rake to rake off the weeds and then pile them up, and then there you go. So that's a great tool to have as well, is a hard rake in your garden. That's basically the only thing I use it for, is leveling off my beds and cleaning them up a bit. Now the next thing I have, this I got 2 years ago, a stirrup hoe. See if I can get a good close-up of it. It's got blades on both sides there, and it's great. I'll show you guys how it works quickly here. You come over to your garden here, you stick it in the ground, you can just go back and forth and gets the weeds really well. Awesome tool. So yeah, that's one of the tools I'll use a lot. After I turn over a bed, I'll go in with that, weed it out real fast, and there you go. super great tool to have. That's probably one of my favorite tools, is the strap hoe. It's changed my life for cleaning up a bed real quick. Just a great way to do it. So the other thing I have here is a wheelbarrow. That's basically used for hauling. Sorry, it's shadows in the way there. There we go. That's used for hauling compost over to my new bed, or to beds when I need to top them up. I got spinach replanted here, they're coming up nicely. So that's a great tool as a wheelbarrow. Ideally, it'd be great to have a little tractor or a four-wheeler to pull around your compost, but that works well for me. Used to use buckets. Buckets were way too much work. Took me 5 times as long to do anything. Some of you guys know that I have little mini hoop houses. This one's kind of just tossed to the side right now because I haven't been using it. I'll use it in the spring and fall time. So I built this as well. It's a great little tool to have just to help keep things warm and the frost off things. So quick do-yourself thing. Probably do it for under 30 bucks, I bet. The other thing that I've done this year, or last year I guess, is I built this little trellis system along old fence post here, and then I can just put that string I was telling you guys about first thing in the morning there, so I can trellis all my things up. It's another great tool, and then I'll walk you guys around to the other section of the garden and see what else we have here. So another thing I use, as I mentioned previously, was buckets from before, but I basically use buckets now. So when I get weeds, I toss the weeds in the bucket, toss them in their weed pile. So they're pretty helpful as well for me. I need to do some weeding today actually. You can tell these beds, I've weeded this bed twice, the rows. I'm actually going to turn this area here into 3 beds. So I'm going to put a row here, move that one over, and same there, I've got lots of room there. So try and get maybe another extra bed into here. So that's a great tool. Another great tool, like some of these aren't hand tools, but they're basically like tools I use in the garden for myself. You have this old fencing here. That's great for trellising up your peas, which has been great. And I just saw a monarch caterpillar down here. Let's see if I can find him again. He's been hanging out here. I saw him last night. Oh, here he is. These are really cool. Check him out. He's pretty big little sucker. So these guys, I'll post a video on the end of my video of the chrysalis once they're in their crystal about to emerge into a butterfly. That's cool. So that's most of the stuff I have out here. I'll take you into the greenhouse garden shed and show you what we have in there. There's lots of other small things that we use periodically in there as well. Okay, so I'm just in the shed side of the greenhouse part, and this is where we keep all our tools and hang them up. Usually what we do, once we've used a tool, we bring it back so it stays out of the elements and keeps them in good shape for a longer time. So basically we have our shovels here, we got our rakes, hard rake, a hoe. I haven't really used a hoe out here. My uncle has a live trap because there once was a chipmunk he tried to take away. And we got just a broom for cleaning up in the greenhouse, which needs to be done desperately. A saw, basically that's all we used when we were building the greenhouse, but there's still some small projects in the greenhouse that need to be done. He's built a little shelf over here for trays and stuff. And he's popped up a little shelf for other goodies and whatnot. And over here we got a bunch more tools. Sorry if the fan's a bit too loud there, guys. So we just have small things like scissors come in handy for doing a few things. Pruners if you have trees that are encroaching into your beds. What else? We have tons of different things here. An little hand hoe type thing. Some more hand shovels. Hammer. That's basically for when we're building the greenhouse if we have other things there. Yeah, so that is basically everything that we're using out here. There's still a few things that I probably have missed, like we have hoses here, so when he brings water up from the house, he just has a tap on it so we can just offload it to our rain barrels around the garden here, which is helpful. What else? Yeah, I think that's pretty much most of the things that are the key tools that we use here at the garden. So guys, hope you found that helpful. Hope if you guys are looking for some new tools, some of these might be things that you'd like to use. And like I said at the start of the video, please let me know what you're using. I'm always looking for new things that will help me speed up my process and get a better gardening experience out here. So thanks again for watching, guys. Don't forget, please share my videos around, get the word out there. People want to learn how to garden easier, find a better way to garden. I'm trying to show you guys different ways that make it easier in the garden for people that don't have time and think gardening is too hard. And subscribe to my video, thumbs up, and happy gardening, guys. Have a great day.